Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final part of episode 26, and it is going to be our main event tonight. It's a handicap matchup. Triple H got more than he bargained for when he shoved the commissioner to the floor last part, and as a result of that, the commissioners made the main event. Triple H going up against 2-on-1 Sting and the Undertaker. And speaking of 2-on-1, these two have been quite a pest in the tag team division as of late, and last night at Over the Limit they were decisively beaten for the NLW Tag Team Championships by Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez. Hernandez and Chavo put it away quickly so that the NWO Wolfpack, as they're now being known, or just the NWO, it was those three harrowing letters that they spray painted on the back of Chavo Guerrero at Over the Limit last night. After they lost, Hernandez pinned Kevin Nash, and following that, Big Show sprayed the eyes of Hernandez with some sort of spray paint, only barely missing him, just only missing him. He nearly got him blinded. Luckily for him, he was not blinded. He is here tonight, and Hernandez, one half of the NLW Tag Team Champions, ready to go one-on-one with Kevin Nash. And also last night, Chavo Guerrero was knocked out unconscious, but the Big Show threw him back into the ring, and with the very same spray paint, the black spray paint, sprayed on the back of Chavo Guerrero the letters NWO, signalling that the New World Order may indeed be coming to No Limits Wrestling. But there are only two men, and we questioned last night there might be more of them. We don't know. You never know with Kevin Nash and the Big Show, as Big Show grabbing a leg of Hernandez, and that was an illegal move, but there's a big boot by Kevin Nash to Hernandez and a big boot onto the leg. Big Show, he's really changed in the past couple weeks and months even. Although he's at ringside to support Kevin Nash, Chavo Guerrero is at ringside to support Hernandez. The NLW Tag Team Champions since September. They have been on a roll, however their momentum has been stunted as of late. They may have retained the tag team titles Over the Limit, but Kevin Nash and the Big Show are still intending to take those tag team titles at some point in the future. Sidewalk slam by Nash, here's the cover, and a kick out by Hernandez. And you gotta wonder what goes through the mind of Hernandez as he's being pummeled by Kevin Nash in this matchup. Last night Hernandez hit the border toss on Kevin Nash and put the match away very quickly indeed. It was after the match that everybody's talking about, with the spray paint on the back of Chavo Guerrero. I'm glad that they've managed to wash it off. That seemed to be permanent, but now Hernandez trying to reverse Kevin Nash, and he does it successfully. Back suplex following the headlock. And can Hernandez get back into this one? Nash is dazed, and look at Hernandez on the apron, and the diving shoulder block. Mexican sensation, Supermex Hernandez, with the flying shoulder tackle in midair, and now he's on his shoulders, and the big backbreaker to Kevin Nash. Hernandez was down and out, it seemed, but he's getting back into this one. Is Hernandez going to go for the border toss, the move that put away Nash at Over the Limit, but looks as if Chavo Guerrero's caught the ire of the Big Show. They better stay away from each other. It's distracting Hernandez, and look at this. Oh my, we're going to see a jackknife powerbomb by Kevin Nash, but a roll through by Hernandez, and he's picked it up the victory. He rolled through and reversed that jackknife powerbomb, and that has meant that Hernandez, for a second night in a row, has pinned Kevin Nash 1, 2, 3, and he is livid. He cannot believe it. Look at him in the ring. We thought that a new era of NLW would start, especially considering they spray painted the letters NWO on the back of Chavo Guerrero Over the Limit. But tonight, the momentum has shifted yet again. Hernandez was almost put away by the jackknife, but as you saw just then in the replay, he was rolled up. 1, 2, 3. Hernandez defeating Kevin Nash in this one-on-one contest. The tag team champions have once again got the number of flipping Kevin Nash and the Big Show. They're not the ones celebrating this evening. It is the NLW Tag Team Champions still, and we know that Hernandez and Chavo Guerrero are going to defend those tag team titles next week on our Cross the Line special, but considering the luck that Nash and the Big Show have had as of late, it is not going to be them who are going to be challenging for them, and that makes them irate. Nevertheless, Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez on top of the world. Well, still to come, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up next, our main event is a handicap matchup. The World Heavyweight Champion Triple H taking on the men who he defeated at Over the Limit, Sting and The Undertaker. 2-on-1 handicap matchup. Our main event up next.
I have to admit that victory over Chris Jericho earlier tonight was impressive. It did catch my attention, and I'm sure it caught a lot of attention with the booking committee. Basically, I need to know that you aren't going to be interfering in the matchup next week, because you've just told me that you want to be the man to face Chris Jericho for the Intercontinental Championship next week on our Cross the Line special. The matchup has already been made, Mr. Anderson. I am not changing it. CM Punk won that fatal 4-way match fair and square, and he also deserves his one-on-one opportunity. Next week, it is going to be Chris Jericho versus CM Punk for the Intercontinental Championship, and you're not getting involved. However, I can enter you next week into the X Division Battle Royal to determine the new X Division champion. Okay, I'm still getting that look. Alright, not only are you in that Battle Royal, but I'm going to make a matchup for this week on Metal. It is going to be yourself, Mr. Anderson, going one-on-one this Wednesday on Metal against CM Punk, the man who beat the Intercontinental Champion against the number one contender for the Intercontinental Champion. How does that sound? Anyway, just remember, you're in that X Division Battle Royal next week to crown an X Division champion, and you're also going to be going up against CM Punk this week on Metal, and if you win, you're going to make me very impressed. But mark my words, if you lose, I really fear for your momentum heading into that X Division Battle Royal, trust me.
Well, what a blockbuster matchup, Nate, for next week. It's going to be Mr. Anderson going one-on-one with CM Punk this Wednesday on Metal. The Metal Before the Cross the Line special. Speaking of which, the World Heavyweight Championship will be defended in this Night of Champions next week, and it's going to be a triple cage matchup. That is 3 cages stacked on top of one another, and 3 men will enter it. The Undertaker, Sting, and the World Champion Triple H. Triple threat matchup, triple cage matchup for the world title next week. And right now we got a... Oh my god. Well, I was about to say we got a handicap match, but Triple H taking out one of the men he's meant to face, and what the hell? Gee, not pedigree! Through the table. And Triple H was scheduled to have a flipping handicap matchup, and blindsiding Sting as he made his way out here. Triple H is meant to be having a handicap match right now against both Sting and The Undertaker, but Triple H laying out and decking him with the pedigree onto that table, breaking it into pieces. And I don't know if Sting's going to be able to compete now. I mean, he's went rib first into that table. Oh my! And just when you think things couldn't get any more chaotic, here comes the Phenom, the dead man, The Undertaker, making his way to the ring. I believe that Sting has gone to the back for medical assistance. He is going to be worked on by the trainers in the back, it seems, but this match isn't being called off. The handicap matchup is still going on, but Triple H may have upped his chances by taking out one of his opponents. However, only a little bit, because he's got to go up against The Undertaker right now. And there's a knee by Triple H stopping him in his tracks. Undertaker wasting a little time going after the game with a big back body drop to the world champion. Next week is a triple cage matchup, and this matchup was made earlier tonight by the commissioner after Triple H bragging about his over the limit victory. The commissioner came out and made the announcement that it was going to be a triple cage matchup, and look at Triple H beating up the Undertaker here, taking his frustrations out. This is what he wants to do to the commissioner, I'm sure, especially after the way that he talked and belittled the commissioner earlier tonight. However, he's got what he deserves here, and he's going to get what he deserves next week. It's going to be a triple cage matchup for the world title on our episode 27 Night of Champions Cross the Line special next week. The Game, the Icon and the Phenom up against each other for the world title, but this matchup here tonight came about when Triple H shoved the commissioner to the floor. He was not happy, so he made this a handicap matchup. However, as we know, you saw at the start, well, what was meant to be the start of this matchup, Triple H laying out Sting with a pedigree through the announce table, and now he's leveled it out to a one-on-one matchup against the Undertaker. Sting is being worked on by the trainers in the back, but even though Triple H has taken Sting out of the equation, he has still got the Undertaker to contend with, and there is the apron leg drop by the Undertaker, and Triple H is laying out in the corner, but there's an elbow by the Game. Now going for the clothesline, but the Dragon Sleeper by the Undertaker. And the Undertaker was the man who was pinned by Triple H last night over the limit. Triple H pulled a Sting off of the Undertaker and won the matchup for himself last night. And tonight he's hoping for a equally successful result. He's got the figure 4 leg lock applied on those massive legs of the Phenom, but he's got up. And he's going to try and get out of this, and there is a boot right to the face and the elbow drop. Here's a cover by the Undertaker and a kick out by Triple H, and now going to try and wear him down with the headlock. And can you imagine, just imagine folks, what it would have been like had Triple H had to face Sting as well. It wouldn't have ended well, I'm sure. That was what was scheduled to be here, but Triple H blindsided Sting at the start, causing the Icon to be taken to the back. Both men went for the clothesline, and both men went down. This is our main event here on episode 26, the final episode before our episode 27 Cross the Line special, where all championships will be on the line. This is meant to be a handicap matchup, but obviously at the moment it's one-on-one. There was the double clothesline, the replay of that one. Both men taking each other's heads off, it seemed. And now running at him, but instead Undertaker leg first and didn't land well on that top turnbuckle. The net breaker is hit by Triple H and picking him up and slamming him down again with the spine buster. Now can Triple H capitalise on this? He wants to. He sees it in his reach. He wants to hit the pedigree again and put this one away. But Triple H isn't being let to get the pedigree. Undertaker backs him out into the corner and clotheslines him into the corner. And now Undertaker throttling by the throat. Is he going to be a choke slam? But no, it's not going to be a choke slam, a DDT instead. And Triple H just about hanging on here against the Undertaker, and now are we going to see a pedigree? But now he's throttled by the throat again, and this time choke slam connects. Here's a cover, but a kick out by the Game. The World Heavyweight Champion in trouble at the moment following the choke slam. And now a shot to the Undertaker, but Undertaker blocks him, and another DDT by the dead man. Last night's Triple H came so close to losing his title if it wasn't for him interfering and costing Sting the world title. And he's just probably costing this matchup here tonight as well. But nevertheless, the Undertaker is working on the Game, and now we're going to see it. Snake eyes. Undertaker running off the ropes. He's going for a big boot, but no! Caught out, and the pedigree out of nowhere. He ran at him and just got caught out by the Game. Triple H put him away with a pedigree, and he may have won this one. But no, wait a minute. It's Sting. I thought he was out. Moments ago he'd been taken out, but he's back from the back room and taking him out with a Stinger splash and the splash on the floor. And what the hell is Sting doing out here? He's recovered, He wasn't going to let Triple H ruin his night. And now he's got the sharpshooter applied. Sharpshooter onto Triple H. Is Sting going to make the world champion tap out? He's inches away from the ropes. And despite taking him out with a pedigree on the announce table, Sting is still alive and kicking, but Triple H making it to the ropes. Triple H is in dire trouble. Sting wants to go for that Scorpion Death Drop. And now back in the ring, he's back up from the pedigree as the Undertaker, and Undertaker complaining to Sting that he's taken all the credit. Undertaker saying that he's got it handled. Sting saying he's got it handled. They're arguing, and oh my. Shades of WrestleMania here. The two partners not on the same side, but Triple H blindsiding the Undertaker and the pedigree to Sting, and he picks up this win. I was not expecting that. The Undertaker and Sting got overwhelmed by their own egos, and despite this being a handicap matchup, Triple H has defied the odds and won this. A match designed by the commissioner to make sure that Triple H felt pain and lost has ended up with the world champion standing on top for a second night in a row. Well, here you see the replay of this one. This is exactly what happened. Triple H looked as if he was going to win this, and this is why, because Undertaker and Sting could not coexist as a team, blindsiding him and then hitting the pedigree onto Sting for the win. Triple H has pinned Undertaker and Sting in consecutive nights, but next week he has to put that title on the line inside a triple cage. Undertaker and Sting were not lucky here tonight, but will their luck change next week? Our Night of Champions Cross the Line special is 1 week's time, and it is going to be a huge main event. For the World Heavyweight Championship, a triple cage matchup, Undertaker, Sting and Triple H going up against each other in the triple cage. Triple H has survived here tonight, but will he survive next week?